KSL News at 10 starts now.
Thanks for joining us. For the first time tonight, we're hearing from the family of a 92-year-old St. George woman who has died following a crash that spilled onto the sidewalk.
Yeah, police say that woman and her adult son were struck by a car due to a well-meaning but dangerous interaction between drivers known as a courtesy trap.
It happened last week at the intersection of Mall and Red Cliffs Drive. Well, both victims were left broken and bleeding on the lawn there of the Wells Fargo Bank.
And just hours ago, we learned that that woman had passed away. Tonight, news specialist Shelby Lofton spoke exclusively to the family. She joins us now from the newsroom with more. Shelby?
Dan and Ashley, that is just the sad update tonight. Police say a driver waiting to turn left was waved through the intersection by an oncoming vehicle, but that driver did not check with all lanes of traffic, leading to a T-bone crash that went barreling off the road and into these victims. One family member says that mistake seriously injured his uncle and took the life of his grandmother.
That day, it was just another walk to the mall to go shopping.
A mother and son's trip around town changed their families' lives.
They were really close. They're like best friends.
Dallas Richardson says his Uncle Darren acted as caretaker for his 92-year-old mom, Virginia Fisher. He knew her as Grandma Ginny.
They just got off the bus, and he was just getting her walker for her.
On Tuesday, St. George police said a driver turning left didn't yield to oncoming traffic.
There is a double yellow. You can make a left turn right here, but you need to make sure that the intersection is clear, which this driver did not do.
Police said that driver T-boned the silver sedan, causing them to hit the Fishers.
His head hits the windshield. It goes into the windshield, and then it carries them like 25 feet. She had like everything broken that you can imagine.
Darren is now out of the hospital, recovering from severe neck and head injuries.
It's stapled, across his whole head.
Richardson says his grandma died a couple of days after the collision.
Her body just couldn't take the amount of damage.
He'll remember her as his Disneyland grandma. She worked for the parks for years.
I feel like she kind of embodied that type of spirit, like just always happy and joyful.
Richardson says he wishes she could have lived to meet his baby, who was due soon. He's looking back on memories with his 5-foot-tall, fragile, yet funny grandmother.
She could have lived another 10 years.
And Richardson told me his Uncle Darren could lose his home. He was living with his mom at an assisted living facility. We have a link to a GoFundMe on KSL-TV.com to help him and the family with legal and funeral fees. I'll send it back to you.
Yeah, tough story there. Thanks a lot. Our hearts go out to that family. Thanks, Shelby. Well, a 17-year-old boy was arrested.